Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Here we are, Miguel and Holly, Uncensored. And for the very first time, we are doing our Uncensored podcast because we always do it live on the Miguel and Holly and the Miguel and Holly Facebook and YouTube channel.
Yeah.
For the very first time, we're doing it also on the Hits 961 Facebook page as well.
Ooh, oh, that's a big deal.
Yes. So we are hitting up all of the social accounts for Miguel and Holly Uncensored. And so, Holly, since we have a new audience watching on the Hits 961 Facebook page, what is Miguel and Holly Uncensored?
Okay, well, it's not for children. That is the biggest thing that you need to know. It is uncensored for a reason. It is not for young ears. It's not for young consumption, period.
Is it like 17 up or like 18 up?
I'm just going to go ahead and say 18. Just
18.
because most things are 18 and over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just stick with 18 and up. And sometimes even at 18, I'm like, well...
Oh, 18 is fine. You in college, girl. You experiencing way crazier things than what we talk about on this podcast.
I don't know if that's accurate. We talk about a lot of nonsense.
Which episode.
So anyway, but it's just our lives. So we basically just talk about things going on in our lives. We talk about pop culture, politics, current trends, pretty much anything and everything that we would talk about amongst ourselves, but with microphones.
Absolutely.
So you're going to get our unfiltered opinions. And yes, we swear.
We do. And we also like to call you the Platypus Posse. That is what we call our Miguel and Holly Uncensored fam members. You have a specific name, Platypus Posse. That means if you ever see us around town and we want to know that you got the inside scoop on life.
Yes.
That's when you just go, Platypus Posse.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, okay, I got you.
We're like, I see you. So before we get started with everything, we have someone on the phone. Hello.
Hello. Happy birthday.
Hey, it's my mom.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Angela.
I am so excited. You would think it was my birthday.
Listen.
I guess because I had flashbacks to what I was doing 37 years ago with my legs up in the air. Wow.
Yeah. Understood. It's as much a day for you as it is for Miguel.
Wow.
You put in the work, Mama.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
Hey, Holly. Hey, Kevin. Kevin, I haven't met you yet. I can't wait to meet you.
Mom, his name is Kelvin. Kelbin. Kelvin.
She can get away with
Kelvin.
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 Kelvin. Kelbin. Kelvin.
I said Kevin. Yes. Anyway, Kevin. I can't wait to meet you.
She's just trying to check on you, all right? Jesus.
Listen, I cannot wait to meet you. You sound like so much fun.
Oh, I am. Oh, my God. When we go out, my son get mad at me. He be like, Mom, that's enough. That's enough.
In the photo, she looks so conservative because like her arms are always like crossed.
No,
Like,
no. Miss Angela gets
I am.
Miguel can't keep up.
No, I can't.
I am very conservative.
Oh.
I am.
No, okay. Well, that's a lie right there if I've ever heard one.
I
I'm
was trying to
sorry.
think of in what way she might be conservative, and I can't think of
Nothing.
in any way.
Well, I was conservative when I called you this morning. I didn't cuss.
No.
That's true.
My mom is very conservative when it comes to cussing on the radio because I've
Because
told
we get
her.
fired.
Yes.
So she does lock it in right there.
See,
That's
there
okay.
is one.
There we go. Well, Mom.
Well, fine. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Mom, so I'm curious. So what was happening 37 years ago? Like, well, I'm curious, like giving birth. I mean, like, I got a big head. Like, were you like, ooh, girl.
Oh, yeah. You fucked me up, too. Yeah. That head did some damage. You know, when I had your brother, it was smooth, no problem. I guess I was 19. I was very athletic, so got up, started walking the same day. But with you ripped my ass has a good one. From the Rudy to the Tootie.
That's
Yeah,
a
you-
podcast.
Feel about that, Miguel. You suck.
So, so when Randy called you big headed at your wedding,
Mm.
I couldn't even get mad.
No, because you're like, I have the scar to prove it.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
Exactly.
by the
Yeah.
way, that
There you
is
go.
my father-in-law, Abe's dad, when he was giving his roast of everybody at the wedding.
Like unprompted, like gave a roast. We're like, all right, I'm here for this. It was really, it was on point.
Oh, I love it. Well, Mom, thank you so much for providing such joy to the podcast today and on my birthday. We appreciate it.
Well, happy birthday, son. I am so freaking proud of you. Oh my God, you don't even understand the love that I have for you. And just keep it up. Keep reaching for it.
Thank
You
you.
too, Holly. You know I love you. You my daughter I never had. Well, I guess
Aw.
Miguel my daughter I never had too.
That's true. Yeah, both. But I'm glad to be right there with you.
yeah,
So I'm thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I too would like to be your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin.
She'll
You
get
can
it.
be my daughter too.
She gonna rename you though, because what is that? She's gonna
Yeah.
rename you.
I take it. I take all gays.
I think
I
that's,
make all y'all my daughter.
Yeah,
thank
that's right.
you.
Oh,
That is
thank
the
you.
new
I
joke
love
now.
y'all.
My mom
I
is
love y'all so much. Enjoy your day. Where's your
thank
husband?
he's at home. He's at home cleaning from our pride shenanigans this weekend. So we're gonna be doing some lunch as soon as we're done.
Okay. Well, I'll give him a call.
All right. Well, thank you, Mom. Love you.
All right. Love you. Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is not who I expected
No?
in
No?
all your photos.
Oh no! Don't let the
Mhm.
photos fool you. The photos are.
because she doesn't. I don't know. Like she don't.
She doesn't exude that in
Right.
pictures.
I don't know if you saw from the wedding. Like everyone was on their absolute like best behavior,
Mhm.
like to the nines for the
Right.
wedding. So it was just that's not this is different.
Yes,
It's just
that is.
different.
God, I love her.
Yeah.
Noemi said, "Oh, Mama Angela needs to come on more often. She truly lifts our spirits. Lost my mama a while back, so hearing her makes me happy."
Oh, that's true. nice.
Laura Toplife said she is the best. You're gonna love her, Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Yes,
She
thank
was
you,
just having
Laura
some-
Top
She
Life.
was having some problems. It's fine.
Oh, welcome to Miss Angela Jackson, Kelvin from Doe Eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. So there we go. That's what was happening all those years ago when I was born on my birthday. I
Aww.
ripped her from the booty.
Was it the booty to the tootie?
The
or
booty
Rudy
to the tootie.
Whatever. I can't. I cannot.
Does
Oh.
she know how to use StreamYard? You got to teach her.
No, I mean, this is gonna. I don't. All I know is that oftentimes, Miguel, it will take a process for you to get her to do things.
Yes. And for some reason, when it comes to like her work stuff on the computer, because she works from home,
Yeah.
she can figure it out. But
Right.
anything else, she's like, how? I don't know how this works. How do I do it? And I'm like, how do you not know?
It's
But you
probably
can
just so
figure
she
it out.
doesn't have to do anything she doesn't want to do. That's probably what it is.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we were at boot camp in Chicago
Yes.
over the past few days. That's why we didn't get a podcast in on Wednesday and Friday,
Mhm,
because we normally do it Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for new fam members or platypus members on.
mhm.
So how was your very first morning show boot camp, Kelvin?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. We were able to be in a room full of people who are incredibly successful. And we were also in a room with people in very small towns that I also connected with as well.
Mhm.
And for me, I probably need to brush up on my stalking skills a little bit better. There were definitely certain moments where I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm just like nationally syndicated, like Tino Cochino."
Tino Cochino.
Tino
Yeah.
Cochino,
Mhm.
beautiful
Yeah.
human being.
Mhm.
Saw his panel, and I just had asked I asked him for some advice, and yeah, that was one of my questions. I was like, "Oh, like, what do you do?"
He's like,
And, yeah.
That's why I know I just don't go up to anybody because I always assume that they're probably super famous and I will embarrass myself if I ask them.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
my full week, and I literally embarrassed myself. I learned a lot, made some new friends, but definitely showed my ass a few times,
Mm.
asking, the women about they're very attractive partners that are also very famous.
Mhm.
Good times.
Wait. So what? There is a story here that you're
Yes,
glossing
there's a good
over.
story. This is a good one.
What happened?
We had finished our panels. No, actually, was it the first night?
Yeah.
I don't even
Mm.
remember. Was it the first night?
Yes, it was.
It was, because the next day was the first day of the panels.
Mhm.
So I was getting to know my new friends, producer Stephanie, I want to say, and then Jesse, who is a host with your former coworker, Kramer.
Yeah.
And we were in the elevator, and this man in a cutoff t-shirt, like you could see all the biceps, and I'm like, oh, who's this? And I was
Mm.
talking to the girls beforehand, and I was like, man, there's a lot of very beautiful women, not many guys. Not that they're not beautiful, it's just not my type.
Mm.
Not my
So,
type.
my type. And basically they were like, oh yeah, it ranges or whatever. And then I see him and I'm like, oh my God, who is this?
Mhm.
So there was this very peppy girl that he was with. She's blonde. And I'm like, oh, like she was being very friendly with me too. So then as we're walking away, we're gonna go out on the town. I go, oh, hey, by the way, who is this man over here? And she cackles in my face and walks away towards him. And I go to my new friends and I was like, by the way, who are they? She just laughed at me after I asked about that very attractive man. She goes, Kelvin, that's her boyfriend.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
And on top of it,
Oh.
they do a show together.
They
Oh.
do a show together and they are very famous on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these things are not things that you would have known. I'm
At
gonna.
all.
Kelvin is trying to pull me over to look at him. I can't. I gotta look forward because he's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. So Kelvin, when we stream this, we look at the camera like if
Mm.
you're on CNN on different locations. But then like Kelvin does this all the time, Holly, when you're not here, when you're doing the show from Tampa,
Yeah.
and he'll look at me in studio, and I'm like, Kelvin, look at the camera, look at me on camera,
Look at me on camera.
and he'll
Kelvin's like,
and
"Hey!"
sometimes if like our cameras are faced a different direction, he'll be like, yeah. What'd you say?
You're not on camera.
Like,
It takes a
I just like
while.
eye contact, man.
I know, but it takes a while to get used to it because I think I used to do that for a long time in Tampa too.
you
I'd
did,
like,
Holly. You'd be
I
like,
did. I'd be like,
"What did
Miguel,
you say,
what?
Miguel? Huh?"
It took me. So Kelvin, don't worry. Like it took me a long time, especially when we would do headphone karaoke. I'd be like,
It did take a minute for all of us
Yes.
to get
so
used
you
to
have
that.
to learn just to speak straight on.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
difficult, though.
That's what's so interesting about going to morning show boot camp now is I feel like, Holly, when you and I first started going,
Yeah.
like 12 years ago, when we were, the babies,
Yeah.
it always seemed like
Oh.
we were like the young ones and everyone else was an old white man in a Hawaiian shirt
Absolutely.
and like Jesus sandals
Yes. With
and
socks.
socks. And so now,
They're still there.
well, they're still there. They still show up in force, but you can see that they're also trying to like up their game too with their clothes.
Yes.
But the new generation of radio people are like super attractive, like the young guys and females. I'm like, okay. And the diversity.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
Of the
diversity is
room?
really good to see
Yes.
because for so long we were like, where's any people of color?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
none. And so it was the same way with women too. You see a lot more, I think, diversity in the last couple of years. It's been really nice.
Yeah.
But also I think we're seeing an influx of people, more attractive people, because radio is not just radio anymore. Like
Right.
it's video too. Even if, you were, let's say, a average run of the mill, even like towards a homely person,
Mm-hmm.
you have figured out how to do the best you can with what you have because of video.
Right.
I'm not,
right.
I mean, I'm not doing that today with my own face. I'm so self-conscious today because I look like terrible trash. But most people, like when they know they're going to be on video, they're like, okay, like, let me work with what I got.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that was a lot of the panels. It wasn't like, how do you put together a morning show or how do you write the right teas or how do you, put content together? It was how to put your show on social media, how to work with social media with the morning show.
Everything was about social media.
Video, side
Everything.
hustles, Twitch. And I was like, girl, I can't add one more thing for us. Like,
No.
I don't know if that's going to be in our world, Twitch. But a lot of people were talking about that and how to make money off of different aspects
I
of
don't
radio.
even know what Twitch is, but I know that it is used to make money more often than not.
Yes.
Like whatever you
So let's
stream
switch.
on Twitch, you
Mhm.
make money. I don't know.
No, it's true. And Noemi, she said, was this the first morning show boot camp since COVID? And it was. They had one.
Didn't we go last year?
Did we? Wait.
I think we went last year.
You guys said you went last year.
Yes, we did.
Last
my
year was
gosh.
the first year
Right
back.
before
Last year.
Omicron.
Right. But you know what?
Omicron.
Omicron.
Whichever, girl.
Omicron.
I like Omicron.
I know, that sounds like a transformer. Omicron is coming. All right.
Omicron sweeping through the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? It was the first one since COVID last year, but it was so small last year. There weren't a lot of
I
people
think
there.
people were still very nervous. Because
Well,
in
and even
Florida,
Chicago.
we didn't care, right? Okay, so that's why we were like, all the Florida people showed up in Chicago, and we're like, "What's up?"
We're like, you got masks? Like, what's going
And
on?
I was like, "Oh, do we need them?" Like, we didn't
Right.
care. Literally, every other state was like, "We're not taking the chance," and we were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, we'll learn some stuff." And then this year, everybody came.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember last year, and I guess that's why I feel like last year is sort of like muted in my brain because not a lot of people showed up. Like, because usually a lot of networking happens in the bar of the hotel.
Yeah,
And even that was weird because people didn't want to, like, have big groups of people together. And the bar shut down earlier than normal last
it
year.
did. Everything was shut down early because of COVID.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of places to eat because people were still doing like to go.
Yeah.
So it was very weird last
Different.
year when we went.
Man, the difference a year makes.
Let's see here. Shannon said the gamers use Twitch a lot.
Yeah, I think they do to stream their games, and then they
Laura
can make money off of those.
said that as well. And then Jason said mostly Twitch is where you do videos. Mostly video games are streaming. They play live and earn money for viewers and followers. So, Holly, what was your biggest takeaway from boot camp this year?
Biggest boot camp takeaway. I think it is that I don't know. I didn't prepare this. Hold on. So my biggest takeaway, I think, well, obviously, like you said, everything social media wise, I think the takeaway is that there's so many avenues. And then this is my own personal take on that. Every panel almost touched on social media in some way. And it got me thinking because Miguel, you and I were on a panel about social media.
Mm-hmm.
And as I saw everyone else's panels, and even if it wasn't the topic of their panels, they still touched on it. I wish I had refined what I said on our panel a little bit more in that, as I listened to all those people talking about, oh, this is how you use this social media. Here's how I use this. And like we were just talking about the couple that Kelvin thought was whatever, cute. They're on Twitch and like whatever. I don't think there's any one way to do it.
Right.
It's just that it's important to figure out what works best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not getting a platform or whatever, but maybe you're really excelling in another, excel where you excel. And if you need to get on that platform, like maybe repurpose content for it, but like it's going to be really difficult to try to do everything well. So stick to the ones that you're really good at. That might be my takeaway. And that's just a personal thing.
No, that absolutely makes sense because especially it's not like those big syndicated shows like Ryan Seacrest or Elvis Duran in our company that has a staff of 12 people. And so you can have probably 2 social media people on your team that helps take care of everything.
Yeah.
Here, it's just us.
Yeah.
It's just us doing it,
Right.
And so we can't always be everywhere all at once. I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways is actually stepping away and like refueling yourself in order to fuel your show. Because for the longest time in radio, it was work, never stop working, work.
Like you were made to feel like if you ever took a break, obviously you don't care and you don't deserve to win.
Right. That like every moment of your day, if it's not around winning or doing something for your show, you're a failure.
Yeah.
And so I think we're finally turning the corner, even in our industry, and people saying, take a break. Like it may not be able to, like if you have a corporate job and you can just, coast for a day or so, or, just if you work from home, you can just open your laptop up and, be on the beach somewhere and just click a couple times.
Yeah.
But just being able to like, don't be at the radio station all day, go take a lunch for once, if that's what it is, or finding a hobby, something that can fuel you outside of this so you can come back and give more to your audience.
Yeah.
So to me, that was a big takeaway that I saw a couple of people touch on in some of the panels that I thought was really cool message for like the young people coming up, that you don't have to kill yourself and sacrifice all of yourself in order to do this.
Because you shouldn't.
Absolutely. So
You
it was
have
a good
to have
time.
a life outside of radio.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Holly, outside of that,
Yeah.
did we see Vodka Holly? Did Vodka Holly make an appearance in Chicago at boot camp?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
No?
Not really.
You don't think?
After our dinner, I really only had drinks on one. We were there for 2 nights. I only drank on the one night, and I had some wine at dinner.
Big cup. Big old cup too.
I put it back.
Wait, hold on. We need to tell this story real quick.
I think I have a video.
Oh my God.
I think you might. So we were at this Italian restaurant, and it was like this old-timey Italian restaurant, like in downtown Chicago. And I was sitting next to Kramer. So the two of us had a bit of a catch up during this dinner. And he's like vegan now. And like, if you're vegan at an Italian restaurant, you're in a little bit of trouble.
Wait, hold on. Kelvin is showing. Wait, do you have the volume turned up on it? See if you can turn the volume up.
Let me see.
That was supposed to be for water. That cup was supposed to be for water, and I put wine in it.
I didn't know.
Wait. They gave me what looked like a shot glass to put the wine in. And they're like, you were supposed to put the wine in this. Meanwhile, I had put it in the water cup and I filled it to the top. And I'm like, are we not? Everyone looked at me like I was so a gauche. And I'm like, bitch, I didn't see those Dixie cups full of wine over here.
Because I think, weren't we about to do a toast at the table?
Yes.
And then everybody has their little shot glass of wine up, and Holly puts up her 44-ounce bottle of wine up that she's been drinking from. We're like, Holly, you might as well just go ahead and take the whole pitcher of wine.
It was ridiculous because I didn't have anything to toast with, and the only thing I could see, there's a empty water cup in front of me that I thought was for wine, and everyone's raising something, so I grabbed the carafe and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Raise my cup, and that's when everybody goes, girl. So then after that, I poured it back. I poured it back into the carafe.
I mean, okay, so was this at the very beginning, or had you already drank?
I
a cup?
had none.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any. I was just actually indeed embarrassed because I was like, I haven't had any wine. I don't see a small cup. I didn't know y'all had small cups. I was asking for a fucking seltzer.
Yeah.
And like Papa Giordano or whoever is owning the restaurant came out. He's like, no, we don't have hard seltzer. And I'm like, I'll just take the wine and quit being a bitch about
Holly
it.
was roasted all night.
Oh,
All night.
I didn't know. I literally and that wasn't because I was drunk or because I was like trying to be an alcoholic. Like it was a legit accident. So I poured it back, and then I got a small cup, and I like just quietly sipped on that for the rest of the night. So I got pretty tipsy at dinner, and then I had one cocktail at the bar. But that was about it. And I saw Kelvin because I asked Kelvin, what are you guys doing? And then he said they might go out to do karaoke. And I was like, I'm kind of tired. And I knew, and I'm really proud of myself because once I do have a drink and I had all the wine and I had one beverage, like that part of my brain is like, keep going. Keep going. You don't ever get to do this normally. It's going to be so fun. Just get one more. Get one more drink.
Do it, girl.
And so the sober sister and myself had to be like, no, we have a big meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
You don't drink like this ever. You ain't had one seltzer. You had a lot of wine, and now you had a cocktail. Take your ass to bed. So I really fought that demon voice in my head, and I went my ass to bed.
Look at you.
So
now, Kelvin, did you go out that night? Because weren't you talking about going to karaoke with some of the other people?
Yeah, that's what you guys said you were going to do.
So listen, the fact that we went to the networking bar and we were just talking was a big thing for me because we were so tired by that point.
It had
We
been a
had
long
walked
day.
miles to that restaurant.
God
I
bless
was
it. Yes.
sweating. And me and Holly are like, should we just go back to the hotel together? And she was like, no, we really should probably network. And I was like, okay, fine. So we go, we drink. I'm there with a few of the friends that I made. and we're like, let's go karaoke. And I tell Miguel just so he knows that I'm safe, like my dad.
Yes,
And then,
I
as
like
you
to
do.
know.
And then I don't know. I got stuck talking to Scotty and Sam and former coworkers, and it was just fun. And I just ended up staying there, and we didn't go out. And then I tried to look for them, thinking, oh, maybe they left. No, they were still there, also drinking and talking to everybody as well. So nobody went out.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, you just really get sucked into the hotel bar. I ran into two older than me radio ladies that I have looked up to. So I slid sideways in between them and I just chatted them up for a minute and then I went to bed. So that was nice. But like, that's all you just do a lot of networking at this bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into I've never met him before. If you're one of our Tampa peeps that still listen, you've heard him on our now sister station, former competitor, 93.3 FLZ in Tampa. DJ Goofy White Kid, who I've heard his name in the radio world for years.
Yeah.
Never met him. And he came up to me and said, hey, and asked about the wedding and Abe because he saw on social media. And I was like, I'm sorry. First off, it's nice to finally like meet you in person.
Yeah.
And he's also like the voice person that you hear on FLZ. And so just hearing his voice was weird because like halfway through our conversation, I was like, wait, you sound like that? Are you that guy? And he goes, yeah. So like any iHeart radio station that you listen to, you are top 40 station, you hear his voice at some point, whether it's a national ad or something like that. But we just got to talk about life and like living in the Tampa area and how he got there and his story and how he got the name DJ Goofy White Kid.
Because he is
a DJ who is a goofy white looking kid.
Yes.
He's truly goofy.
He's a good I mean, he is goofy looking.
I don't think he's goofy looking. I think he's actually very attractive.
Yeah, I mean, in the cutest way, but like,
Right.
you saw what he looked like. Like,
Right, but
he
I
just
could
looks kind of like he looks like he might make awkward social conversation.
Gotcha. I see that. I see that. I'm
Does
seeing
that
him
make
now.
sense?
Yes, he does. But he actually is not. He's very good. Like I talked with him most of the night.
I'm just saying I'm just going on looks.
Right. No, absolutely. So we were at the hotel bar. He was like, well, let me get you a drink, sort of as congratulations for joining the company, and your wedding. And so we were at the bar. And then I was like, I told myself one drink because we actually didn't get to go to the last day of sessions. Because we had this big meeting at the iHeart Chicago building. So I was like, I want to be like fresh faced for that. I don't want to be, because normally on Thursday night, like if I have a panel on Thursday and then Thursday night, I'll go out drinking. And so I was like, Miguel, no, we're going to have one drink after this dinner. But I ended up staying there at the hotel bar till like 12:30 because it's like every time you try to leave, someone comes up to you and they go, oh, hey.
Yeah, I know.
Going?
I did the Irish exit. Like
Oh,
once
did
I
you?
was done, I put my head down and dipped out of a side door because you can't that's how the whole day went. And I was so exhausted from just like, how you doing? How you doing? How your mom and them doing? How you doing? So I just needed to go.
Y'all are popular girls at these things.
I mean,
It was so nice to just like be next to you guys and people would just approach and I didn't have to go out of my way and do it, which granted is like lazy networking, but it was a nice way to be introduced to everyone.
That's so funny.
That's
It's
what's so
bizarre.
It is. It's weird because when Holly and I first started coming to these things, we were the baby DJs. We were there, so I would cower because I'm a radio nerd. So I'd be like, oh my God, that's Paul Castronova from Miami. Oh my God, that's Kevin Ralston from West Palm Beach. Oh my God.
When Bert showed up from Atlanta.
Yes, that's because I grew up listening to a show.
Kramer and Miguel, because we all used to have to share a room and drive there on our dime. Never fly. Drive wherever it was on our dime. Stay in one hotel room. And like they found out that Bert was going to be at the conference, and they you guys held hands and jumped around in a circle. And I was like, I don't know this Bert, but he better be freaking impressive.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I grew up listening. We both did because we're both from the Atlanta area.
Just so crazy that's how it all went down. And now you're saying oh, these people are coming to see you guys.
Yeah.
And I recognize less and less. I used to recognize more people because they were the ones older than us that we were afraid to talk to. And now I'm still afraid to talk to people, but I don't know them.
Right.
And I think they might have been in the game shorter than I have been. So I'm like, who are these people? I don't know.
Well, and that's what was crazy at the bar. I had 3 different shows come up to me And they're like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. We follow you all on social media.
Yes.
Can I ask for your advice on how to handle some things? And like, literally, I'm sitting there, 11:30 at night after all that wine we just had and then a drink. And I'm like giving advice. And I'm like, this is crazy because this is what I used to do. I used to corner someone like Eric Rao from the Rule and Ryan show in Houston and be like, hey, so that thing I did on social media, how did you do it?
Yeah.
Tell me, walk me through everything. I want to know. Can I get your number so I can call you afterwards?
Yeah.
And so it's just so weird to have now these new uppercomers coming to us for that sort of advice. It was just, it's very strange.
It's it's a little mind blowing.
But it was a lot of interesting questions too, because a lot of people were kind of like, so why'd y'all leave Tampa? Like, what happened? And we're like, if you listen to our podcast, that we did our first one when we restarted it back up, that goes into depth about why we left, and as much as we can say about it, because it is a business. So I always tell people now, just go listen to that. And that we go an exhaustive walkthrough of like what happened.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, but like really happened. And I'm like, no, girl, that's it.
You're like, nah, I mean, just listen to the podcast.
That's it, mama.
That's it. So it was a fun time. On Wednesday, we'll sort of recap Pride and how all of that went down, our very first Charlotte Pride. Because there's so much that we've done over the past
I feel like
4 days.
I just want to go lay in my bed.
Yeah. Like Abe is like, hey, do you want to like go do lunch somewhere for your birthday? Do you want to? And I'm like, no. Can we
don't
been celebrating for like 4 days in a row.
Yeah, that's true. You've been celebrating
like
a lot.
we weren't celebrating my birthday, but we were celebrating everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm celebrated out even though it is my birthday. But I told him that I do want to go to this nice Italian steakhouse near our place called Dean's Italian Steakhouse in Uptown. We got a gift card there for the wedding.
Okay.
And so I want to use that this weekend because I want to like go and like have fun and like relax and like, because if we go to dinner tonight on a Monday night,
that's tough.
My birthday, I'm gonna be like stressed out and I'm like, we need to go to bed. I need to get home. I need my food digested.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
do it the weekend.
Yeah.
Then it extends it a little more too.
Absolutely. And I realized, and this is how, even though I make a big deal about my birthday on social media, online, like in life, I really don't. I scheduled a therapy appointment today at 5. So
you got therapy.
You know what?
Yes. Why not? I got a therapy appointment on my birthday.
Talk it out on your birthday.
Absolutely.
That's good.
All right, Holly, does that sound loud in your ears now that you're here in studio?
No, not even a little bit. It sounds perfect. It's just down where when I'm in Tampa, it's like it blasts in for some reason. I don't know.
Just stay.
Right?
I know.
Just stay.
I mean, part of me really wishes I could.
Oh, Holly.
Get back. Yes.
What's all your social media?
It is Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Kelvin
at Kelbin, Kelbin live. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, possibly OnlyFans soon.
Keep talking about this OnlyFans, girl.
Possibly.
Also, we want to give a shout out to Anne Marie, who got engaged this weekend.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Right. That's right.
One of our Platypus Posse members. We saw that on her social media. So just wanted to give a little shout out to her.
Yep.
You can find all of my social media at Miguel Fuller. Make sure wherever you listen to this podcast, you can also listen to Miguel and Holly's full show. All right. So if you're like, oh, I'd love to hear what happens on the show on the air with no commercials, no music, wherever you listen to podcasts, just type in Miguel and Holly's full show. All right. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.